Well, I see some pictures coming across the Facebook feed of the new local 308 stewards. Congratulations! I'm very happy for you. I'm happy for our union. I'm happy that you had a chance to experience the class. I was in one in 2018. I couldn't finish it, so I had to wait until around 2022, I think it was, and I was allowed in, and then I was suddenly not allowed in, so I loudly protested the steward class when they had it, and then I finally got in later in 2020, later 2022, I believe. But some tips for you, new stewards. Take full advantage of this new privilege that you've received. And what I mean by that is, don't wait for President Penny or anybody to call you to go help members. Help your coworkers. Help them wherever you see them. Even if you are a customer assistant and they're a janitor, help them. If you're an operator and they're a flagman, help them. If you see a trackman or repairman and they're in the office of the manager and you say, hey, everything okay? You need union representation? All you have to do is remind them of their Weingarten rights. All you have to do is say, speaking on behalf of Local 308, I'm just concerned about these members here and their working conditions. That's all. And you can say that to the manager. If you're on duty, you can't necessarily stop work to do the steward work, but you have the power now. You have the privilege, the power's in the membership, but you have the privilege. So use that privilege. Even if the president doesn't support you and they don't like you, use it. Take full advantage of it. Gather every book you can on the internet. LaborNotes.org is an excellent, excellent resource. And in fact, for those of you that are registered for my virtual union hall, I have steward classes online every month. Sometimes we miss a month or two, but I do what I can. It's a volunteer effort. But my steward classes are not anything where you can get your steward pin or certification paper, but it's a learning experience. And members don't have to be elected, don't have to be stewards to enforce the contract. Okay? So in my classes, I teach about the contract. I teach about the ATU Constitution, the ATU Local 308 bylaws. We deal with union history, and we deal with case studies of real things that are happening in unions around the country and around the world. And then we have open discussion. So there's a lot of ways to deal with issues. The other tip I have for you, so I really want you to register. So in the video link, you'll see a link to register. So if you're already receiving emails from me, you're already getting notifications for the classes. But my classes are recorded and they're available on demand. And any of you can, we have no limit. I never turn anyone away as long as you're a union member or in a union bargain for a job. You may not be a dues-paying member, but you are welcome regardless. So a very important tip for you new stewards. Very, very important to help you build trust of the members. Never, ever talk about a member's case. Never, ever talk about the member messing up. Never do that. Especially if the member calls you and confides in you. You have to let them know that your discussion stays between you and them. And you ask them, hey, I'd like to notify the union president about your case. I'd like to notify the executive board member in your department, or assistant executive board member in your department, Local 308 executive board, assistant executive board, vice president, secretary, whatever. Let them know I would like to do that. And they say, yeah, go ahead, you do that. Get yourself an email address. I got myself an email address and make it like a union email address. So when mine goes, it's real simple. Eric Basir, one word, .308 @gmail.com. Why don't I put ATU? Well, who knows? We may no longer be ATU. We could be CTU. I don't know, but it could be 308 as well. So do whatever you want, but get yourself a separate email. Get yourself a separate number. Okay, and that's the number that you want to put on your cards. Make your cards. They might give you some cards in the union office. They might not. Just make your own. I make my own. You know, I order them through Vista Print, and you could do Zazzle as well. So get a separate phone number, get a separate email address, and make a newsletter. I've been making newsletters ever since I started, I've been doing newsletters with the Justice Coalition for years. But for my own, since I became a union rep elected, I've been doing a newsletter sometimes twice a month. Make a newsletter. Inform the members about what they need to know about their rights. As you learn, you share with the members what you're learning. So keep their confidential information just between you and them. Okay? Never, ever, ever. I'm telling you, people will never forget what you did. Bad or good. Okay? But if you reveal their information without their permission, that's trouble. So they have a case. They have a write-up about such and such and so-and-so. Or the manager's threatening them. Or they've been harassed sexually. Or they've been assaulted. When you are talking with them, they are consulting with you. They are consulting with you only because they trust you. They're taking a chance with you. Don't go tell the coworkers what this person told you. Now, if you think, and this is a very important part of being a steward, think about their problem. Ask them, do you know if other coworkers have the same problem? And maybe they'll say yes. Usually they do. And you can say, hey, what do you say you talk to them and try to get them to sign this petition or a complaint form or report the manager? The more names you put together, you organize, the more stronger you make the workforce, right? The workers, the union. I'll give you an example. So we have an issue, a hazard, where we work at a shop. I've done this many times. But at a shop we work, there's a hazard. For example, there is a broken pipe or something hanging from the ceiling that people keep bumping into, right? Tripping on. So you write a report to manager and you say, there's a hazard on such and such track or location in the stairwell. It's going to hit someone in the head. They will be hurt. Please have this fixed. You put your name on the report. And then you talk to coworkers in your area. Hey, man, would you put your name on this report with me? See that thing we keep bumping our heads into? Let's do a report. And you put their name on it. Or if someone complains to you about that, say, hey, let's do a complaint about it. Let's do a report to manager and a union workplace complaint. And say, okay, let's talk to so-and-so. And get a couple people's number. And then you'll see the trust build. Okay? You'll start seeing respect for each other, for the union, right? And I'm not talking about the union as in it's Penny and Mark. They're not the union. They're just officials. I'm not the union. I'm elected executive board. I'm not the union. The union is the members. We are just here to serve the membership. We are honored servants. The full-time officers are honored servants. They are your employees. They are not your boss. And if I make president, you're going to see how important it is and how seriously I take that. So the confidentiality is extremely important. Initiative is extremely important for you new stewards. I want every one of you new stewards take initiative to help your coworkers. Stay out of that manager's office. That's the other tip I have for you. Do not have the appearance, even if it's innocent, you just going in there to turn in something, or stay out as much as possible. Do not hang out in the manager's office. You're a steward now. The members need to see that you are on their side. Don't be getting in photos with them. Now you're a steward. You know, you're on your way. out of the world as an employee into the world of a union official. And the world of the union official is opposite of the world of the employer. The world of the employer is what? To save money, cut costs. That means firing people, laying people off, punishing people. Union, your job is to preserve jobs and increase the employer's expenses on maintaining a safe working environment, good benefits, and good wages. That's just what it is. You can't be a partner with the employer when you're a union steward. You are a advocate. You are a servant of the member of the union. Well, some coworkers, they're their own worst enemy. And some of them, they're messing up and cutting corners. Yeah. And you never cut corners? You never mess up? So don't you deserve to have someone advocating you and on your side? So don't think like a boss. Think like a union official. Think like a union president, a union steward. Protect them. Advise them when you're dealing with them. Hey man, that's against the rules. You should do that. You shouldn't do that. You should do it like this. Don't you think? And they'll say, nah, it's okay. I'm like, okay. So when you see them about to do something, you told them, you just keep walking. Manager says, I saw you in the area when such and such happened with so and so. Yeah. I need you to do a report. Now you're a union steward. The manager's going to turn you against who? Your coworkers, okay? So what you got to do as a union steward, you just tell the truth. I was working at such and such location at such and such time, as per my tour of duty, as per my job requirements. That's all you write. You don't need to be writing, yeah, I saw this happen, I saw that person, I saw that. You just tell the truth about that. Because now you're union. There's no crossover. You can't be your union steward now. You're union steward. You have to pick a side. Pick a side. And the side should be who? The members. Now, in the union steward class, I bet you they told you something. And it was false. And it said, maintain good relationships with management. Maintain good relationships with management. Maintain good relationships with management. You and I must maintain good relationships with the membership. F them managers. F every last one of them. Even the good guys. Even the ones you like. Even your bro manager. F them. Their job is to write up and fire people. Their job is to cut costs. And what is the biggest cost at the Chicago Transit Authority? I'll give you 3 guesses. You said electricity. No. You said uniforms. No. It's us. The workers. We have the biggest expense at the Chicago Transit Authority. The manager's job is to remove you and replace you with another person at lower wages, preferably part-time. They may not say that, but I guarantee you, if they don't start doing that, the manager above them will start cracking the whip or not letting them. They'll be stuck on midnights for their whole career. Because that's what they do with the good managers. So as a union steward, now you're a union steward. You're new now. You're a union steward. I want you to get into that ATU obligation. I want you to get into those bylaws. That's why I want you to come to my class. Because see, in my union steward class, I teach you what they don't teach you. In Mark and Penny's class, in Keith Hill's class, I teach you what real union is about. I teach revolutionary unionism. That is an aspect of union democracy that we used to have long time ago, before business unionism. But it all begins with the education, self-education. And you may not like me. Say, hey, I hate that guy. He's an idiot. He tells the union business. He puts it on Facebook and YouTube. He's a manager, undercover manager. He's a white man. He's a racist. He's a, what else they call me? Communist, anarchist, Trumpist, liberal. Just all kind of crazy stuff. It don't matter. It don't matter. You go look on your own, labornotes.org. You go look up how to be a union steward. Just eat every video up, read every book you can get. And eventually you'll come around and say, yeah, the boogeyman was right. Don't worry about relationships with management. You build relationships with your coworkers. That's all you need to worry about. Don't worry about the politicians. Don't worry about pleasing Penny and Mark and Cleve Atkins and Cassie Collins and Mike Overstreet and Jawanda Hurdle. And don't worry about all them people. Don't worry about their feelings. Don't worry about the manager's feelings. The only thing you should care about is the wages and working conditions for your coworkers. That's the focus for a union steward. So you a new union steward. Your success is based in one thing only, and that is good relationship with the workers. And yeah, you're going to come across some workers that hate you for whatever reason. I got lots of haters. I got plenty of haters. And they got all kind of, he got an agenda, he's an idiot, and he gets people fired, which I don't know when that happened, but whatever. He doesn't win anything. And that's something I'm going to tell you. It don't matter what you are, a president, a vice, steward, whatever. You're going to lose cases. You're going to lose a lot. But all that matters is that you go down fighting for the worker, for the member. Now, don't get me wrong. You don't act like a boss over the member. So before you engage in battle with that mismanager, you sit down with the worker and say, what do you want? What do you want to happen? What kind of results are you looking for? You say, I want this lowered from a behavioral to a procedural, or I don't want this write-up. I brought a note from the doctor that said such and such, or whatever. You say, okay, so we're going to go in there and we're going to see what they say, and then we're going to try to get that. Now, how far can I go? How, can I raise my voice? Can I do the speaking? Or do you want to speak together? How do you want to do this? One thing I never do is engage in physical things with managers. But I'll cuss them out in a respectful, passionate way. I don't use profanities, okay? I don't call them MFs and Bs and whatnot. Idiots and dumbasses and stuff, MFs. I don't do that. But I'll tell them, man. I told one manager, man, look at this. You got all these write-ups on here for this poor person. Do they do anything right? I mean, you just make people hate working here the way you treat them. I know I'm not going to put up with you raising your voice. It don't matter what you say. It's called the equality rule. And that's another tip they told you in Steward class. They told you about the equality rule, okay? So I don't need to get into details. Utilize that. Sometimes I just look at the managers, and they say, why are you looking at me like that? And I just look at them. Why are you looking at me? You're threatening me? Are you threatening me? And I'm just looking at them. So give me the paperwork. Let me see what you got. I tell them, you're gonna put this right up on this person. I'm going to the media with it. You sure you want that? You sure you want your name out there? Because this is totally unjust. We got evidence here and evidence there and this, and this, and you still want to hit them with it? Nah, I don't think you want to do that. Sometimes I got to do that. And they're going to do it anyways. And then we leave and do whatever we do. And I talk to the members. They say, "Oh, what do you want me to do? You want me to follow through?" And they'll be, no. Just do this. Just do that. Well, let's grieve it. I don't know if I want to grieve it. Okay, you don't want to grieve it. And that's another thing I want you to do, new stewards. I want you to start writing grievances. Okay? I want every person that's written up, I want you to go to them. Hey, man, let me help you write a grievance. Oh, it's okay. I did it. I was wrong. What'd you do that was wrong? Well, I was sick and I just couldn't come. Okay, did you call in and say that you were sick? Yeah. Okay, so why are you being punished for calling off sick? Do you know it's actually state law that you're supposed to get paid sick leave? And our union president secretly signed an agreement to waive that. Oh, wow, I didn't know. So what are we going to do to try to get paid sick leave, right? You shouldn't be written up for this. So let's do a paper trail. Yeah, but the contract, this and it. How do we fight unless we stand up and speak up? Yeah, but they'll probably throw it out. Okay, but it's documentation that there's a problem, right? So you're going to have to encourage your coworkers to be bold and brave. New stewards, watch out for this. You write a grievance or you help someone write a grievance, and the manager calls them up. Hey, man, why you write this grievance, yo? Hey, bro, I guess I'm just going to, have to not look the other way with you. That's a threat. Do you know, according to our contract, Article 16, new stewards, the management has no privilege to talk about grievances with the member. Immediately when you do that grievance, that's a whole union thing. So management can only deal with union reps, union stewards. Okay? So you got to tell the member, hey man, if they do that to you, we got to put paperwork on them. We got to do a complaint, workplace complaint, and unfair labor practice charge. And you're going to have to help them do that. Excuse me. New union stewards. You ever heard of that unfair labor practice charge? You need to get familiar with that. And that's outside of the contract. So that's when the CTA isn't even following, refuses to. You've gone through the grievance procedure, or you are in the grievance procedure, and they're still doing the same crap. That's an unfair labor practice charge. They need to stop it. Once the grievance has been settled, they need to stop the practice. But they don't. New union stewards, I want you to watch out for that lawyer, that CTA lawyer that we pay $200,000 a year to in the union office. I'm sorry, that's the union lawyer, they say. Watch out for her, if she'll even talk to you. Okay? Listen to what she has to say, and then investigate it for yourself. Remember, law is about interpretation. So find what you can in the law, find what you can in the contract, and hold fast to it. Don't look, you seek the mentorship of Mark and Penny and James Battle and all them people, but they're going to only take you to a certain level, and then they're going to stop. And you fail when you stop at their level. Because they don't stop because the member's needs are taken care of. They stop because the CTA mismanagement says, no, we're not going to deal with that. And they'll say, oh, the contract this, the contract that. And then you'll start finding stuff in the contract. Say, hey, man, but they're not following with this, and this. Yeah, well, we're going to have to do a contract proposal change. And then you'll do a contract proposal change as a union steward. And then they'll ignore it. And what are you going to do? You're going to give up? You better not. You're a union steward now. Our coworkers need your help. They need your inspiration. And that's what a union steward is. A union steward ain't no kind of boss, ain't a lawyer. You ain't a lawyer. You can have knowledge of law, but you ain't a lawyer. You're a steward. You're a caretaker. You get to care for them. Care for the members who reach out to you. Say, what can you do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do about this? I got a call once. It was so awful. I mean, the call that I got, it was so awful. It just shook me. Made me feel sick to my stomach and everything. This person reaching out for help. I didn't come up with no solutions. I said, what you want to do about this? What are we going to do about this? I said, oh my God, I can't believe it. Stop. Don't tell me anymore. It was just too much. The details. I said, what do you want to do about this? And the member told me what they wanted to do about it. And I said, let me help you. I will help you get that done. And then I offered some suggestions. But as a steward, people don't get in the habit of people call you and then you start giving them advice. In many cases, the person calling you already knows what to do. But they just need someone to bounce it off of. They need someone to hear it. In some ways, you're kind of like a therapist. Okay? And if you're a real good steward, you're going to get calls all the time. I get calls all the time. From every department. I even get calls from the bus side. Clerks, and instructors, and supervisors, operators. It's crazy. But I do. And I don't really do anything. I just listen and I write it down and make a note. And I want you to keep that. I think they gave you a little notebook. Keep that notebook. I keep a whole planner. Okay? And I keep track of everything. So I have a diary of all conversations going back for years. I have indexes of conversations. You know what I mean? So I can sometimes go back and say, geez, I haven't talked to so-and-so for a long time. And that's another thing you want to do as a new steward. You want to call up the members every once in a while and say, hey, how you doing? And some of the members will tell you, yeah, Brother Eric just sent me a text message, man. He's just checking up on me. I say, I'm okay. And so you'll hear good news, you'll hear bad news, you know. Just check up on people. Just take care of the members, man. And before you know it, you'll be in some office. They'll elect you and nominate you. And that's why I never nominated myself. I said, y'all want me to run? Nominate me. And people showed up and did. They nominated me for president and executive board. So I asked the people in my department, so what do you want me to do, president or executive board? So we had a poll and the majority said executive board. But now, because that's a lost cause, Peppermint Penny ain't letting me do a damn thing. And she won't. So I'm like, I'm running for president. So that's what I'm doing. So new stewards, you could be looking at your next president. And I want to let you know, I'm going to back you up 100%, even if I don't like your attitude, your style, or how you talk to me, or what you think of me, or what you said to me. Because if the members want you to represent them, they deserve that. Because they trusted you. And that's what I want. Because when I was a steward, before I became elected, that awful, out of order, run him over Eric Dixon, people would be pleading with him in email and phone call. I want Eric Basir. Don't send me nobody else. And he would send nobody or somebody else, which is the same thing as nobody, because that somebody else didn't do nothing for him. And it's not that you can do anything for people, so to speak, but it's that you're there and you're fighting with them and you're at their side, not fighting with them, but you're at their side fighting the manager. That's what they need. They need encouragement, man. We're all down in the mud. So as a union steward, you got to be someone there. You got to be the coach. You got to be the cheerleader. You got to be that person that's on their side. And sometimes you got to step away and not even respond because you need time to yourself for whatever reason. And you have that right. And then you just get back to them later. And when you call, well, day, 2 days, 3 days late, you say, I'm sorry. I got back to you so late. But the union steward who says, I'm sorry, is going to earn so much respect. And you may be sorry, but you know, man, I'm just late getting back to people. I just got these habits. Okay. And you just say sorry. You just apologize. You try to correct the best you can. Me, I'm accepting of who I am. I'm just a mess. But I do a lot of crazy stuff. And I do stuff that's offensive, you know. And when some people will call me and tell me, says, "Hey, man, that wasn't right. You shouldn't have done that. You know, you did this for and that. And I say, I'm sorry, and I apologize, you know. But I'm gonna keep fighting. I ain't gonna quit. So if you make a mistake, just admit it. Apologize. Try not to do it again, or try to mitigate it. But you might do it again. You get caught, don't deny it. One of the we had this president, Ken Franklin. You might know him. Stubborn man. Very charismatic though. He says the right things a lot. And I think deep down he's a righteous man. But his weakness, his downfall, his arrogance. He will not admit publicly that he makes mistakes. He won't. He won't specific. If you ever call him out, he might, but then he just gets right back into it. You know, and I would always tell him, I said, man, just tell the people you apologize for the CSA thing and this and that and the COVID-19. Just admit you did the wrong thing. Admit you messed up. You'll probably win the election. No. So as a steward, please try to be humble. Now you say me, people say I'm arrogant, whatever. Well, sometimes. Should I be? No. But I'm especially that way with people who just tear down our coworkers. I have no tolerance for that. They want to be a boss. And they want me to be a boss over the member. They tell me, there's something wrong with you. You're always making people mad. And you don't make the members take responsibility for themselves. Man, it ain't my job to do that. In fact, you know what my job is, and your job is as a steward. Your job is to defend those people unconditionally. I don't care if they robbed the bank, hijacked the bus and a train, and ran over 100 people. Yeah, they were wrong. They committed many crimes. They violated universal. But you got to talk to them and find out what in the world happened. Did this happen? Did you do this? Why did you do it? And you got to listen. And I guarantee you, a lot of the co-workers that do egregious things, there's something deep down. And most likely they weren't that way before they came to the CTA. And you're going to find that it is our working conditions is the source of us losing our minds and doing stuff, unimaginable things that get us in trouble. So, be an unconditional defender of the members. Do not worry about establishing relationships with management. Always take initiative to help people in trouble. And when you go in to meetings with management, take the member with you. Never, ever meet alone without them. Never do that. Never. Yeah, but I can, don't do it. Because what happens is people see that and they say, what you talking about with that manager? And sometimes the manager will tell you, well, I did you a favor with this one or with the other one. I had a manager tell me that one time. Now, I threw it right out for someone at Midway. Now this person at Kimball, now you want me to throw it out for them? I say, oh, why wouldn't I want you to throw it out? It's unjust. Who do you think I am? So you got to take that stance sometimes. This has been a long video, but I just really wanted to get out there and congratulate you. And for those of you who were turned away, I'm very sorry that you were abused that way. I know how you feel. But come on to my classes. Sure, you're not going to have that certificate or pen or whatever, but you'll have the knowledge. So when it's time, you'll be step right in. And when I'm president, we're going to have steward classes at least every month. Open enrollment and online and recorded, so on demand, you know what I mean? So it's going to be real easy because I'm doing it now. So register. Just go ahead, register, and then you'll get the email update for the next one. The next virtual union steward class and report is April 16th. It's a Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. You're like, oh, I work. Yeah, but if you're registered, you'll get the links for the recording. And every class has a lesson plan with everything you need to study ahead of time. Check that out. I make it easy for you. And it doesn't cost our union a dime. Congratulations, new stewards. Hope to hear from you. And if you ever need any tips, give the boogeyman a call. And if you don't believe me, you don't trust me, hear me out anyways. And you can go call Mark and Penny or whoever and ask them for their answer. And you take what you think you can use to help the members. Because that's all that matters. Whether you like me or Penny and Mark or not, doesn't matter. What matters is you treat these members just right. Treat them and serve them right. Never ever betray our co-workers to the CTA mismanagers.